Greetings everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about how to calculate income tax for an individual. Now, income tax for an individual assessee can be computed by computing what is a taxable income under five heads. Okay, the income of an individual is being classified into five heads of income, and by computing what is a taxable income under each of these heads, we compute what is the total taxable income of an assessee. So, for an individual, the first head of income is income from salary. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how to compute income from salary of a person. Now, under the head income from salary, we calculate what is the taxable income received by a person under the term salary. Now, there are certain basic elements of incomes to be classified as salary. The first one is the payer and payee must have an employer and employee relationship. That is, the person who is paying the money and the person who is receiving the money must be in an employee relationship, employer-employee relationship. That is, one person should be making the payment for the other individual because he is working for him, and the other person must be receiving it because he has worked for the other person. So there has to be an employer-employee relationship which should be in existence, and the payment which has been made must be made by the employer in such a capacity, in the capacity of being an employer. Now, before we understand what is salary or what could be taxed under the salary, let's first understand what is salary, what all are included under the term salary. Now, this definition is given by the Income Tax Act of 1961, which is the governing act for computation of income tax. Now, as per Section 17, subsection 1 of the Income Tax Act, salary includes the following things. First one is wages. Wages is the amount of money that you receive for rendering service for the other person. Second one is any annuity or pension. This is something that is received after the retirement of the person. Third one, any gratuity, again a retirement benefit. Fourth one is any fee, commission, perquisite or profits in lieu of or in addition to any salary or wages. Now sometimes what happens is in addition to salary or instead of salary, employees also receive certain amount of fees or commission or perquisites. Perquisites is non-monetary benefits or profits instead of salary. So all these will also be taxed under the term salary. Fifth one is any advance of salary. Advance of salary is the salary of the coming months which is received in advance. So that is also included. Then any payment received in respect of any period of leave not availed of by the assessee. Now there will be certain paid leaves which will be given by the employer to the employee. Now, if the employee does not avail such leaves, he does not take such leaves, then he can return it and get cash instead of it. So, such payments received is called as earned leave salary. That is also taxed under the term salary. Next one is the portion of annual accretion in any previous year to the balance at the credit of an employee participating in RPF, Recognized Provident Fund, to the extent it is taxable. Now, whenever there are contributions made to RPF, if there is any annual accretion, any annual addition made to RPF, whatever is the amount taxable, that will be included under the term salary. Then transferred balance in RPF to the extent it is taxable. Now, what is this transferred balance? What of RPF is taxable and what is not taxable? We'll discuss this at the later portion of this chapter. The last one is contribution made by employer in previous year to the account of an employee under pension scheme referred to in section 80 CCD. 80 CCD of Income Tax Act specifies certain pension schemes, and the contributions made by employer for these particular accounts will also be taxed under the term salary. Now this includes our NPS, the National Pension Scheme, and the Atal Pension Yojana.